Hello, this is Tim Bryce with the National Weather Service in El Paso. This is a special weather briefing for a potential winter storm Wednesday night into Thursday morning. This recording was made on the morning of January 5th. Well, what are we looking at? We're actually looking at a situation that I haven't seen in 20 years here in El Paso, and that is the potential for a widespread freezing rain event. What's going to happen is that we're going to have a cold front move across the area, and then we're going to have moisture sweep up from the south. And I'll get into more of the details, but some of the impacts that we could see is Wednesday morning, as is usual with a backdoor cold front, we could see some very strong winds on the west slopes of area mountains. So West El Paso, Las Cruces, and Alamogordo. Then Wednesday night, as this precipitation develops and the rain falls into this cold air near the surface, we could see freezing rain or sleet, which could cause major travel disruptions. Also, if there is freezing rain, ice accumulations could cause power outages. So real quickly, looking at the setup Thursday morning, we're going to have a cold front, like I said, move across the area on Wednesday morning. Then Thursday morning, once the cold air is in place, we're going to have this warm, moist air sweep up over us. See the upper level low just off the Baja of Mexico there. It's going to be moving moist air up and over this dome of cold air. We are going to be on the cold side of that freezing line. And as that warm, moist air moves up and over that freezing line, or the freezing air, it's going to fall into it. And if it's cold enough, it could become either sleet or freezing rain. And we're going to talk about the difference here. Here's the morning sounding on Thursday morning. Basically, this is a look at the temperature profile as you look straight up. I think most people think that the temperature goes down as you go higher up, and usually that's the case. We all know when we go up to Rio Dosa or Cloudcroft, it's colder when we get up there. But that's not always the case, and this is one particular case where it's not the case. It's actually going to be colder at the surface than it is above us, and that causes interesting problems. So here you can see this part of the area right above us is all above freezing, whereas this area right near the surface is below freezing. So above freezing and below freezing, and that makes a big difference on what type of precipitation reaches the ground. Here's another way to picture that. As you can see, that warm air, if it's all cold on the far right hand side of the screen, the precipitation is snow from the cloud all the way to the ground. But once you start to introduce some warm air, the snow that starts off at the cloud then melts a little. If the cold air is thick enough, then it freezes and it becomes sleet. If the warm air is thicker, that snowflake melts, and then it doesn't have time to refreeze, but when it hits so you've got really cold raindrops, and when they hit the ground, which is below freezing, they instantly freeze. If the warm air, of course, is thick enough, you get snow at the upper layers, but then it just melts and it falls all the way down to the ground as rain. So that's the situation we're looking at. Right now, looking like Wednesday night into Thursday morning, El Paso is going to be falling in between that freezing rain and that sleet area on this kind of graphic. So that's just something we're going to have to watch for, and we're going to be talking about some of our uncertainties. How much moisture is going to push north with the system? A lot of the models are saying a lot of moisture, 2 or 3 times the normal amount of moisture that we see this time of year. Will we be able to get any precipitation with it? I've got a couple models saying yes, it's going to precipitate. I got a couple models that say it'll all stay south. So it's just kind of something we're keeping an eye on. And then, as you saw, how deep will that warm layer be? That will be the critical thing. If we do get the cold air in, which does look like the cold air is going to come in, how much of that warm layer, how thick is that warm layer going to be on top of us? If it's really thick, and the cold air is kind of scrunched down, we actually might end up with a very cold rain. But as that cold air gets a little deeper and the warm layer gets a little shallower, we end up with either a freezing rain or a sleet potential. And like I said, right now, El Paso's looking at a potential for some sleet or some freezing rain Wednesday night into Thursday. Watches and warnings in effect, of course, none right now. Possible wind advisories on Wednesday, and then winter weather advisories and warnings Wednesday night will be possible. Again, it will not take much ice, sleet, freezing rain to really disrupt things as far as people trying to travel around. So just letting everybody know that there's the potential. Like I said, we got some models saying that we will see something, and then we got some models that are saying that we won't. So we're just letting everybody know the potential is there for some significant problems on Wednesday night into Thursday. We'll be updating this briefing tomorrow, and if need be on Wednesday, as things continue to develop and we get a better picture of what's going on. So once again, real quickly, the expected impacts. Strong winds are pretty much a guarantee on Wednesday morning as the cold front comes in. Then we'll have to see how much precipitation we get and what kind of form it falls. But possible freezing rain and sleet causing travel disruptions Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and then possible freezing rain causing power outages again Wednesday night into Thursday morning. As always, you can keep up with the latest weather information on our Facebook page, our Twitter account, or with our web pages. So like I said, we'll be updating this as is necessary over the next couple of days. I thank you for your time.